Hi guys, David here with the Thrifty Mechanic, here with some helpful tips to help you save more money and be a more effective technician in the automotive field today. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to test the impedance of your multimeter. If you do not know what a multimeter is, a DVOM, a DMM, whatever you want to call it, it is a device made specifically to measure current or voltage. So when you see like electricians pop in, they got that big yellow box and you're like, what the heck is that? And they take two lines and they touch each side and they tell you exactly what's going on. Yeah, that's probably a multimeter, a really expensive one, but a multimeter. And there are multitudes of multimeters. And you don't always have to pay that humongous price to get the right tool. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to show you a way to save money without spending all sorts of money testing. I have two here, one that's on the expensive side and one that's not. I have a regular old Craftsman. This is the mini multimeter range. It has auto ranging and all that stuff. You can do everything you can think of. And it's kind of like a stepper. It's got that nice stepped resistance sound to it. Anyway, it does, starting from this side, working my way over. It has amps, milliamps, don't know amps, ohms, capacitors, diodes. Looks like it does frequency, voltage AC, DC, hertz, and duty cycle, which is frequency, and temperature, Fahrenheit and Celsius. Now, yeah, it's different, guys. Temperature is different. Like Celsius, I mean, I think 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, so put it that way. Really important because in any part of the world, these can be useful for you. However, I have a Fluke 77 here. This is the 774 series, as you can see right there. And it's a multimeter. This is a multiple multimeter. It's awesome. I love this thing, and if you watch my toolbox video, you will definitely see this sitting there on the left side where it always belongs, except today it's in my clutches. I love this thing. I use it a lot. Anytime I'm doing electrical diagnosis, a lot of engine performance stuff, really, this comes in handy because, like, while I love this, this has inherent advantages. One, it's not small. I can hold this in my hand and not feel like I'm cramping. Two, it's got a nice rubber finish on it that gives good grip, so if my hands are a little oily, it's not going to just go. So it definitely is important to gauge that and gauge what you need. The beauty of this Fluke, though, is it has the min-max right here, and that is very important when it comes to doing diagnosis. Now, a great theory is you get what you pay for, right? Not always true, because Stanley Black & Decker owns Mac Tools, ladies and gentlemen. Ingersoll Rand makes Mac's impacts. Central Pneumatic, the same people that make impacts for Harbor Freight, except way better quality, make impacts for Snap-on. Just a little funny hint for you there. You don't always have to spend huge money to get huge results. And that's the whole point of my channel, is to try and save you guys money and make you more effective technicians because of it. Because if you can save yourself money, you can save other people money. And that will make you have lifetime customers, which will make you a lot more money in the future. And that's what I'm trying to work for here. You know, I'm trying to go. Anyway. So I have 2 meters here, and I'm going to show you how to check the impedance of them. What is the impedance? It's basically what effect does the meter have on a circuit while you're measuring it. Now, there is no way to absolutely test a circuit without interfering somehow, unless you have like the ultimate multimeter that nobody knows about. And if you do, I'd love to look at it. Anyway, we're going to start with the Fluke. I'm going to show you the different features that comes with this Fluke, and the 875 is way better. It's the newest version of these, and I love it, but I just don't have more money to throw at it because this one still works and I can't justify to myself or my wife why I would spend more money on something when something works. And that's why I don't want to spend money, because I'm thrifty and I want to make sure that the money I do spend is not going to be ill bought. So, the Fluke. Now, what are the perks of this Fluke? First and foremost, handy dandy meter lead holders, ladies and gentlemen. That is the biggest downside to this. It has no meter lead holders. So I'm constantly sitting there fumbling around trying to get the meter leads from being tangled, whereas I could just take the meter leads on this, plug it in. They're all tangled right now because I got them off. But plug them in. Guess what? I'm done. No more thought, no more struggle. And then I take them off, unspin the meter leads, and go about my business. Whereas with this, it's just trouble. So this has the min-max function, really important because it's kind of like a history. If you don't have a scope or anything with a history on it that you can refer to, if you're driving a car and you're testing it, put this on and you can have everything set up. It will show you the minimum function and it shows you the maximum one. It's really good on like charging circuits. Now this is a kind of neat little thing that most people don't know. On a charging circuit, you can plug this in, and charging voltage is anywhere from 13.6 all the way up to 15 volts on a normal 12-volt system in a vehicle. Now, you know you got a problem if your voltage spikes to 17 or 18 volts because you know your voltage regulator is going out in your car. 18 volts in a charging system is bad. So you're just going to kill your battery, you're going to overcharge it, it's going to die quicker. Just bad things happen that way. Simple part, voltage regulator. You can get them. You can get a new alternator and you're clear. It just depends. It depends on what you want. It depends on how you can save your customer money. Now, that's why I like the Min-Max. It also has this handy-dandy little light here. Oh, I got to turn it on for it. Okay, ready? Ladies. Don't get your panties in a bunch now. It's pretty great, right? So that's what makes these super useful. Now to get down to the nitty gritty, how to test the impedance of your meter. Now, so for lack of better work, I'm going to show you how to test the impedance of a higher dollar Fluke and test the impedance of a lower dollar Craftsman. Now, most of the time people are going to be like, oh, Craftsman tools are shit. Well, not necessarily. It's basically you got to pick and choose your battles, and I picked this battle and I won. Yeah, I just sit here with tools on my table all the time. My wife hates me. It's okay. They hate all their men. Any woman who says they doesn't is a liar. She just hasn't came out with it yet. Black goes to common, if you don't know. And we're doing a simple voltage test. So it goes into the voltage slot, not the amperage slot. You do not want to sit there because you're not going to get anything. So there's that one. We're going to set these leads right there. Okay? And we're going to do the Flukes now. So red goes into voltage. You see the V. C'est la vie. I'm not Canadian. And in common. Now this one's ready as well. So what you need to do is you're going to want to set 1 to voltage DC and 1 to resistance. So I'm going to set the Craftsman to resistance first. And I don't know if you can read it. Looks like I can read it, so I'm just going to assume you can. Yeah, it looks like that light's bugging it. Damn it. Okay. But, don't mind my beard, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just going to turn it at an angle. That seems to be the only way you're going to be able to read it. Okay. Now that we have that ordeal figured out, you're going to want to set 1 to resistance. Now, you're going to want to make sure that it has auto ranging on it. That way you're not having to sit there and kind of fiddle with it while you're touching the meter leads. So I'm going to put this right here to make everything easy for you. It's my handy dandy notebook. It's a magnetic tray from the Horrible Freight. Now, with that being said, and since I thought about Harbor Freight, don't buy meters from there. Don't buy meters from there. And if you didn't hear me the first time, don't buy meters from there. because the little meters that you get, the little Syntec meters that are like $4 or free if you buy something, they only have 1 mega ohm of resistance, and that's not good enough. Nowhere near it, really. I mean, it's bad. So now to the actual test, and you're going to want to set your next meter to voltage DC to be specific. The wave is alternating current because it alternates and it makes sine waves, right? Geometry, ladies. So you're going to want to go to the straight line with 3 dots. That's the symbol for direct current, DC current. And you're going to want to take your leads, and I'm going to put them out here like this so you can see them. And you're going to take the corresponding colors to the corresponding colors. So red to red, black to black, call it a day. And on each one, you're going to see a different reading. On the Craftsman to my right, or your right, whatever you want to look at, the Craftsman says about 11 megohms of resistance. That's really, really good. You want at least 10 megohms, so I know that my Fluke is doing just fine. Now, to do the reverse, you just switch things. You go from resistance to voltage DC, and voltage DC to resistance. Now we know what we're doing, and we do the test one more time. And now we're testing the Craftsman's resistance instead of the Fluke's. And now I'm getting about 11 megohms of resistance from the Craftsman. And the Craftsman's putting out about, well, the Fluke is putting out about 2.7 volts to get the resistance of the Craftsman. Now, that's not too shabby. Either side works, and either one works for you. Now, if you're on a really tight budget, the Craftsman will satisfy your needs and do everything that you need it to do. Now, if you're looking to spend a little more money and get a little more quality for your build, the Fluke will definitely hold up. Now, the next thing is maintenance. What if you blow a fuse? You can always do something that I like to do with all mine, and I plan on doing with this, but I'm just too lazy and I don't feel like doing it, is get a fused meter lead. Now, what that is you take a meter lead, you cut it, you strip the wire from the lead in certain spots, you solder in a fused link, and you just put a fuse in and call it a day. I did it right here. Took me about a half hour to do it. You cut it, put in the fuse link, solder in each side, make sure it's a good solder joint, the solder sucks itself in. And since my meter reads up to 10 amps, I put a 10 amp fuse in. This will blow before it blows my meter. So that's super duper awesome. Save you a lot of money down the line, because these are like, for a pack of 50, it's like $3. Whereas for the fuses for this are $3 for one, I get 50 for the same price. And on this, if you blow the fuse in this, you're going to pay a hefty sum of $10 per fuse. And these have up to 4 fuses in them. Not this specifically, but like 875s, 287s, stuff of that nature. They have a lot of fuses, and that can get very expensive very fast if you're not cautious. So, with that being said, investing $3 or $4 in this and getting a fuse lead does not hurt. And if you're thinking, oh man, that's going to add a lot of resistance to my meter leads, not really. So you can still read it there. I still have no resistance. 0.2, none. So it's beyond what my meter can read in the department of accuracy. So it's not a big deal. It doesn't do enough to it to actually hurt it, because I made a good solder joint and I did it right. I will go over a video of soldering in the future. I just got to get more solder and all that stuff, and I got to find something to solder, because I'm not just going to cut wire for giggles, because that's expensive. This is the Thrifty Mechanic channel for giggles here. Now, with that being said, each tool has their specific place in my box. I use this more for higher risk jobs, and this for more safer, like testing throttle position sensors, ETCs, and just about anything that has to do with engine performance. I deal with this. Now, if I'm dealing with amperage or anything, that's my go-to. I use this because it's got that fuse meter lead. Why do it twice when you can do it once and it works just fine? So, I'm David with the Thrifty Mechanic. I'll see you guys at the next episode. Stay tuned, and I'm going to be adding more episodes every day until I can catch up and make it once a week. So thank you guys for watching my videos. I've noticed that I've been getting a lot of video views. Thank you. God bless you guys, and I will make sure I set one up soon to talk to you guys about proper maintenance of your tools. That's going to be my next episode. Thanks. Bye.